Back in May 17th, 2023, Behavior announced that none other than the national treasure himself, Nicolas Cage, would be coming to Dead by Daylight. It's the performance of a lifetime. Dead by Daylight, Nicolas Cage, coming to a realm near you. Learn more on July 5th. As wild of an announcement as that was, it begged the question, what the f*** does Nicolas Cage have to do with Dead by Daylight? Honestly, I have no idea. But from what I gathered, Nick had someone in his family that plays Dead by Daylight, and they told him that he should be in the game.
Somebody very important in my family is a Dead by Daylight enthusiast, and that really put the hook in, pun intended.
Good enough for me. The next question is, how does Nick Cage specifically end up in the fog? How does such a prolific actor end up over here in our neck of the woods? Well, let's find out, shall we? Countless awards, billions of dollars at the box office. Over 100 films shot in every corner of the globe. Nicolas Cage had done it all and seen it all, or so he thought. The last script to cross his desk was something new entirely. Descend Beyond. Okay, for those who are unaware, Descend Beyond is the name of chapter 17th, which introduced the best killer in the game, the Blight. As a Blight enthusiast, it brings me great joy for Nicolas Cage's lore to tie in with Talbot Grimes. Anyways, onwards. As he pored over every word, every page, Nick became more and more transfixed. It was as if the script had consumed his senses entirely. He could see himself kneeling before the great altar of a dark temple. He could feel the coarse stone on his fingertips as he drew ancient symbols inked in blood on that very altar. He could hear rumbling as the walls glowed and released. Nick called his agent immediately. By the time the sun rose, he was on a private jet bound for the Pacific. His agent warned him that Descend Beyond was backed by some questionable financiers. Nick didn't mind. He was willing to do the film for free, but his agent talked him out of it. Touching down, Nick wondered if the rocky island was under lockdown. Don't worry about it. Since we know the title of this upcoming movie is literally called Descend Beyond, I'm going to assume this rocky island that they're filming on is Dyer Island, which plays a crucial role in Felix Richter's lore. Felix was also released in the Descend Beyond chapter. Anyways, Felix and some other people were exploring an abandoned camp on Dyer Island when they found Talbots, aka the Blights, journals, when all of a sudden all hell breaks loose. But no spoilers, of course. Also, if I'm wrong about this island being Dyer Island, feel free to correct me in the comments. The dirt runway was flanked by research tents bearing a logo he did not recognize. As soon as he stepped off the jet, he was led by armed guards to the director of Descend Beyond, a white-haired woman with the hardness of a government agent, Pauline Stamper. Now, anyone familiar with DVD lore will recognize the name Stamper. Otto Stamper is a key figure in multiple killers' lore, such as the Doctor and the Dredge. Now, it's unconfirmed, but given where this story seems to be going, it's safe to assume that Pauline Stamper is related to Otto Stamper. Stamper herself drove Nick to set, with another 2 black Jeeps following them. The dirt road went through an abandoned camp along the edge of a waterfall and switched back down to a valley of dense forest. Stamper led Nick and the guards on foot to the film's key location, an ominous cave home to the crumbling ruins of an ancient temple. It was exactly what he had seen as he read the script in his office, the Dark Temple. The stone altar in the middle of the main chamber, the smooth walls waiting to glow, waiting to unleash.
Look, whatever I did, I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. Now, will you just put me down?
Nick was ready to film immediately. Stamper gently reminded him that filming would commence the following morning, but Nick refused to hear any of it. The crew was quickly summoned, and just as the sun began to set, Nick heard the words he longed to hear. Action. Nick performed his dialogue to the letter, a dark incantation that rolled off his tongue with ease. He dipped his fingers in a cup of red ink and painted the symbols on the stone altar. He never felt this way on a set before. But then, Nick looked up and saw the temple walls glowing, revealing symbols like the one he had painted on the altar. Nick had thought the glowing would be a special effect added to the film in post. Something was wrong. He approached the wall and touched the symbols, just like it said in the script. He stared in disbelief as black fog, real black fog, billowed from the symbols and wrapped around his arm. This had to be a practical joke. He looked behind the camera, expecting to see Stamper and her crew laughing at their little prank. but they were gone, and the black fog was all around them. This can't be real. This is only a movie. All right. I think it's interesting and quite noteworthy that that's actually the same sequence that the entity showed up in for Vittorio Toscano's story as well. He was scribbling some gibberish on the stone floor and boom, he's in the fog. Anyways, there you have it. That is how the one and only Nicolas Cage ended up in Dead by Daylight. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, I will see you in the fog.